Hey, what's going on, guys? Coming to you a little earlier than normal this week. We got us an NBA special season starting on Tuesday. So yeah, I mean, as we know, we're all huge NBA fans. This is gonna be my favorite season, regardless. Basketball is my favorite sport ever. Like, this is gonna be great. I'm excited. Um, we're just gonna cover a couple things, couple topics, give you a nice little NBA preview type thing. And yeah, regular episode will still be coming, and YouTube will be up soon. I've been super busy, but I'm gonna get that out to you as soon as I can. All right, bitches, let's get into it.
It's your boy Miles. But y'all, I just had a couple questions like regarding this NBA season. I just want y'all opinions on them. So first off, I guess we'll do an obvious one, but not named Zion. Who do you think is the rookie that'll stand out the most this year?
Ooh, I got this one.
All right.
I've been slowly but surely making my Twitter campaign about this, but I'm going out on a limb and saying Tyler Herro is my dark horse to win Rookie of the Year.
I like that. I like
because I watched this man. I didn't really pay attention to him much at Kentucky because I don't really like Kentucky. But he balled out in summer league, and this preseason he's been balling out. And with the news with Zion gonna be having to miss I think up to a month, right? Or at least a few weeks. I think Tyler Herro could slide on the radar. We already know about John Morant, DeAndre Hunter, but watch out, especially now with Dion Waiters getting suspended, and who knows what his future with the Heat is going to be. Tyler Herro is going to step up and play some big minutes for them. He is my dark horse for sure.
I like that, and honestly, like Tyler Herro, I've been like, I don't know if I see it, but I've been out here like, yo, a Tyler Herro Heat jersey might be the wave, depending on what these jerseys look like.
Yeah.
Like my son is balling, and like he's got swag to his game, which I love. Just like my man Spicy Luca, but we'll get into that later. But I didn't, as much as I've liked Hero, I never actually thought about him as a pick for Rookie of the Year. But I like that a lot. I don't think DeAndre Hunter's really going to be in it. I just feel like he's just going to take some time to become a solid pro anyway. I feel like the obvious thing is Ja, but I don't know. You're kind of making me think about a Hero there, but at the same time, I still think I would go with Ja, just because he's on the worst team out of all of them, except for he's on the worst team out of the
definitely on the worst team,
and players on bad teams have inflated numbers regardless. So that's one thing. He has a big man there with him, so he has Jaren Jackson, and Ja's a real point guard. Like, he's a real point guard, and he's athletic. And I just feel like right now, if we're looking at it from a statistical standpoint, he's probably in the best position to succeed, not named Zion.
That makes sense. Well, I think Ja might be the obvious choice. Not like, I guess obviously because he was drafted right after Zion.
I will say I would like if Hero wins.
Yeah, definitely. And I've been paying attention to how Hero's been playing in preseason. I saw him play at Kentucky, and I always thought he was going to be good. I thought he was going to get drafted higher. But for me, I think that RJ is really going to make some noise. I think what needs to happen is he needs to become a more consistent scorer, more consistent as a scorer, meaning that he needs to shoot at a higher percentage, because he really does shoot a lot. But when he starts making and taking these shots, he's gonna be big time. Watching him in preseason, and even watching him at Duke last year, you can see that he can score like crazy. And I think he has a good enough core around him. And not saying that the Knicks are good. I'm just saying that the team will be solid enough that like he'll have scoring around him, and he won't have to carry the load so much. So
my thing about that, and I like RJ, I think he's going to be a really good pro. Like, I think that he's going to be like a really, really good player. But I think he's going to take like at least a year, because I feel like he's going to put too much pressure on himself. He's going to have a chip, which I love, but I also think it might be like a Dennis Smith chip. And I feel like right now, the situation he's in, you have New York pressure, which is the most pressure. And it's not even regular, oh, just come help us pressure. It's you are the savior pressure. And also just his situation in Julius Randle's gonna ball out regardless. I love Julius Randle. He's gonna get his buckets, he's gonna do everything he's gonna do, he's gonna have the ball in his hands most of the time. But you also have Kevin Knox, who came off like a kind of underwhelming season. I still think Kevin Knox is gonna be a solid player, but he's gonna be out here really trying to ball. The same thing with Dennis, like out here really trying to ball. So I feel like you have a young player who really wants to prove himself, surrounded by younger players really trying to prove himself, and they're all scorers, you know?
Right.
So I feel like because of that, along with all the added pressure, I feel like it's going to take him a little bit longer. I was thinking about him as my pick too, but like I feel like Ja's just a safe one. But no, I'm so about Tyler Hero getting it. Like I feel like Ja, if Zion doesn't get his body right, I feel like Ja is gonna end up getting it just because of his situation. But I definitely love if Tyler did. But,
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Which team do you think is built better? The Milwaukee Bucks or the Philadelphia 76ers?
Sixers.
But why do you feel like that, John?
Because I feel like already last year their roster was built really well, and then in that Jimmy trade they got better role players, and getting Al Horford just completely shored up like their defense starting rotation. I will say that I feel like depth wise they're maybe lacking a bit, but like Josh Richardson as a defensive 2, that was a great pickup. Like that was a really good pickup. I think that I mean I feel like the Bucks are gonna be the Bucks, but I don't know. I just feel like the moves that they made, like getting Josh, it was just such a good move, you know. And I'm looking at the roster right now, like to see. Well, I know they picked up more people, but it's like still got James Ennis. They picked up Kyle O'Quinn, which off the bench is going to be great. Trey Burke, another person. Like, bro, Trey Burke was cooking on the Mavs, and honestly, if the Mavs didn't have too many small guards, I wouldn't have been mad if they re-signed him because that man will get your bench buckets. Like he is a bucket. So him, you have like a kind of an all-around big and like Kyle O'Quinn, another bruiser. Like they have. I feel like they're built well, and with the amount of stars they have, they could definitely space it out. That you could probably have one or two people in your starting lineup on the court at all times with a bench that'll be able to like be consistent with it. So I just feel like with the amount and how they're built, I feel like they're definitely doing the right way. And also just having more veteran leadership is huge on a young ass team like that. And Al Horford to me is the right person you want there.
Right.
I feel like he's gonna have a good influence. Ben Simmons needs to start taking jump shots. Like I don't even care if he misses them at this point. He needs to start taking them shits. Yeah. Like it's a joke. Like even Giannis like was like, yo, my three's not his three is way better than Ben Simmons, which isn't saying a whole lot. But even he was like, yo, if you're not gonna guard me, I'm gonna start shooting them. And then you saw him start to make some. And if Giannis gets a 3-point, the league is over.
Yeah, absolutely. See, I think this is really contingent for me upon Ben Simmons. I think Ben Simmons really can be an MVP in this league if he developed a jump shot because he can already take it to the rim. He can play defense. He can pass. He can do everything. So if he develops that jump shot, I think I would say the Sixers is better. But based off of today and what I know today, I'm still going to say that Milwaukee is a better team. Even though that they lost Malcolm Brogdon, I think Chris Middleton will now step up into an actual number 2 role and not like a confusing like, am I the number 2? Am I the number 3? I think he's the guy because they paid him to be that number 2 option. Yeah. I think them adding Wes Matthews to the team was another good addition.
Right now, him, Korver.
Yep. Absolutely. And I'm about to say and Kyle Korver as well. They got some shooting around Giannis, and hopefully with Korver being on the squad now, teach Giannis a thing or two about that jump shot. Not saying his jump shot sucks, but I mean, it could always, it's one of those things that could always be improved upon. But I still think that, Mike Budenholzer, he was the freaking he was the coach of the year last year. So I think they have that in their favor. That's my other thing. My other thing with Philly is that exactly. My thing with Philly is that with Brett Brown, I just don't trust him sometimes.
That's fair.
And especially he's been outcoached way too many times, especially with the talent that he had when it was Tobias, Jimmy, Embiid, and Simmons on the squad. So it's just like from what I know now, I still think that it's Milwaukee here and now. Justin, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Milwaukee. I just don't see. I understand where they made improvements. The Sixers did, but I just don't see. One, I don't see where the shooting's coming from. I think losing JJ Redick is going to kill them this season, especially in the postseason. I mean, Josh Richardson, yes, he can shoot the three, but he's not the 3-point threat that Redick was. Two, I don't know. I'm going to have to disagree with you with the Kylo Quinn thing. I'm not that high on Kylo Quinn. He's been
seeing him on the Knicks for the year, man. I don't know.
He's been buried on benches though, because he was on the Indiana's bench buried. And he was on somebody else's bench.
Basically, like the Indiana paid him, but he's basically Miles Turner, like a cheaper Miles Turner. So it's like you can't play him together, and it's like Indiana's bench was meh. So it's like you're asking him to carry the bench, and I just think he was put in a role that he wasn't built for. I think with the rest of the team around him, he'll be fine.
I think you made an interesting point though when you said because I'm pretty sure you said it. Maybe I was wrong. But you're going to have to keep at least one starter on the court at all times if you're the Sixers. The bench is just too weak to sustain itself with a complete second unit, and that's what the Bucks have. The Bucks actually have a second unit that they can throw out there, which is where I see the advantage that the Bucks have. Also down low, I think the addition of Robin Lopez is huge for the Bucks. Now you have the Lopez brothers down there. Kyle Korver addition is huge. I mean, I don't know, man. It's the Bucks have it. I think they're going to be a 60-win team again this year. Not to say it's going to be a cakewalk for them, but I find it hard to believe that they're going to have any trouble getting to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I like that, and like honestly, the more I'm looking at the roster, like I think they're built really well as well. Also, White Dante is healthy. Shout out to my son. And I think that the Bucks have a great team. They have a great coach. They have great chemistry. My thing is like outside of Robin Lopez, like where's their defense got better? I think that the Sixers defense got significantly better. Defense wins championships.
See, I think that losing Brogdon was definitely
he could guard the 1 through the 3, bro.
Defensively, they did take a hit there, but overall, they're still a fairly good defensive team. Like Giannis is still there. That's all. I think that when you're talking about their backcourt defensively, I mean they still have Bledsoe. So
isn't he hurt right now?
But I don't know actually.
I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything either. But I just have to check that out. Honestly, no.
But are we forgetting about Vanilla Thunder as well? I mean, the GOAT out of Notre Dame, Pat Connaughton. He's averaged 7. I know it's not a lot and not impressive. 7 and 3 off the bench last year. They have a more complete team.
Yeah,
I will agree with you on the defensive side of the ball, especially down low. Brook Lopez, we all know, is not a defensive stalwart. Robin Lopez would be their defensive presence down there because he is a bruiser. He gets rebounds. That's all he does is get rebounds. But I guess
other head to head, both bigs on the Sixers can stretch the floor. So you take Robin Lopez out the paint.
See, that's the interesting dynamic of the whole thing is because Brook Lopez can stretch the floor better than Joel Embiid can stretch the floor from the fact that his 3-point shooting percentage is that of like guards. But Joel Embiid is going to eat him down low, whereas Robin Lopez can bang with Joel Embiid down low. But let's say the Sixers have Joel on the perimeter, which I mean he's not that great of a 3-point shooter, but he still poses a threat. Then you're leaving yourself open because Robin Lopez isn't the best on the perimeter. So it'll be interesting.
Picking your poison by that point, man. That's really all. That's all it is.
Unless they run them both at the same time, I could see a lineup where they run.
I was going to say who's
Brook and Giannis at the 3, 4, 5.
Oh my god!
Good luck.
I was going to say who's your starting for the Bucks?
Starting,
well, technically they're saying now that Giannis is playing the 4. So then if that's the case, then what's it called? Then I guess Lopez will be playing the 5, the 5, the quote unquote 5.
Also, I'm not bugging. Eric Bledsoe fractured cartilage between his 9th and 10th rib on October 9th, and they don't
know. So he did get hurt.
Why have I not heard about this?
I was like,
that's
I
kinda
definitely saw some shit
flown
about
very
this.
under the radar.
yeah.
All right.
I feel like I definitely I've heard something about it, but I've also been on social media, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Comeback
but
teams you could share stuff.
Right.
yeah, right, exactly. But
Literally, don't even use it. Just come to share this podcast stuff.
right.
All right. I feel like talking about that's a good way to lead into another question about the Final Four in each conference. If we've already established. I mean, we just talked about 2 Eastern Conference teams, which I feel like is pretty fair to say that they would be
two of the 4.
Yeah, in the East. So who are you guys other 2? I'll go last.
I went first last. Like, no, you went first last time, right? All right, so I'll go first. All right, so health permitting, because injuries really are a host in the East, especially this past season.
Mm-hmm.
I will say Boston is one of my other 2.
Okay.
And Indiana is
Took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah. So I think that's what it's gonna be. As long as Oladipo is able to stay healthy and stay on the floor, I think that they'll be fine. I think that Boston, and it's really, I really hate to say this because I love Kyrie. I love Kyrie so much, but I think Kemba is a much better fit in a Brad Stevens system than Kemba was. I mean, than Kyrie was. So I think Boston will actually be better off with Kemba as the 1 versus Kyrie at the 1. So
absolutely. All right.
That's my story, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
What about your Western Conference teams?
All right. So for the West, I think this is a little bit more clear cut. Obviously, you have the 2 LA teams, Clippers and the Lakers. You have Denver, who I think is gonna surprise everybody this season.
Not me.
Well, I don't know. I feel like Denver is a lot of
surprised in what way? Because I think we all know what Denver's
the 3 of us
about.
have been saying that Denver's nice.
Well, yeah, all right. Well, yeah, us. But I feel like the casual NBA fan will be like, Denver, like, when did they get so good? Like, nah, I think that's what it's gonna be. And that 4th team is gonna be that's really a struggle for me. I was really thinking between
mine's set in stone, boy.
Really? Well, I already know probably who you're gonna pick, but I honestly think it's gonna be Portland. That's my team.
I love me some Dame and CJ, but I don't think so.
Yeah. All right. So let's hear where you coming from.
All right. So then, just to pick up there for the West.
Yeah.
2 LA, Denver.
Yeah.
Utah's the 4th team.
Utah. Okay, I like that too.
I literally think I've said it as soon as they got Mike Conley. I'm like, they got Mike Conley and they got Bogdan. That's big.
Utah, yeah.
So you're adding more shooting to that team and more defense in the front court. So you're taking the offensive pressure, like all of the offensive pressure off of Donovan, where it's not like, all right, I'm completely by myself. You added a scorer who can stretch the floor, leaving driving lanes for him. Yeah. Maybe Rudy Gobert can finally learn to fucking post up and actually have some offensive presence. And then outside of that, like, you still have, like, you got Mike Conley, who we all know we feel for him because he's an all-star caliber point guard, but he's in the West his whole career, so it's not going to happen. But like I said, I love me some Dame and CJ, but I like the Jazz. As soon as they made that trade, I'm like, they are a top 4 team in the West.
See, so here's my thing with that. Those the 2 LA teams in Denver, those are going to be the top 3 seeds. That puts the Jazz potentially at 4 or Portland at 4, depending on however the West is looking at that point. To me, it really just, you know how the West gets separated by a game. Like, I remember 2 years ago where the 2 seed was like 1 game better than the 7 seed. You know, if Utah's in a situation like that, that could actually end up working against them. Where, say, they end up being a 6 seed, but they end up playing Denver in the first round, they might, but they might not. But then if they end up getting a 4 seed and they end up playing Portland, it could be a favorable matchup. So it really all depends on that. But Utah is going to be really good this year. I'm definitely excited to see them and how they look with Mike Conley.
Because literally, it's like, and I'm looking at the roster again right now, I can't tell you who they lost from last season. Like, literally, it just feels like they got better. Period.
Yeah.
Like, and it's gonna. I feel like they're gonna do really well.
How many games did they win last year?
Let's see.
Yeah, because that might help me put this into perspective.
They won 50 games.
They won 50 games. Okay,
Yep.
I could definitely see them winning like.
So they were the 5th team in the West
54,
last
55
year.
this year. Okay, yeah. It's definitely possible.
And then my East teams, just like you said, same thing. It's going to be the 2 teams talk about: Sixers, Milwaukee, Indiana. Same thing. As long as health's permitting, I think they're going to be good, like legit. And unfortunately, we got to put Boston, like Brad Stevens. Like, yeah, they got all the people. I don't think they're contenders though, but they'll be there.
You definitely don't
top
think they're
4.
contenders, but they'll definitely be top 4.
All right, JT.
I feel like I'll start with the West. Pretty similar to you guys. I mean, both LA teams, Portland, Denver. I think that the Clippers will be the 1 seed, and I think Denver will be the 2. I think the Lakers will be the 4. Lakers will be the 4, and Portland will be the 3. I think it's just going to take a little bit of time for LA, the Lakers, to find some cohesion. I don't get that worry with the Clippers just based off the type of players that they have and the type of coach that they have. I believe in Doc Rivers way more than I believe in Frank Vogel. And not to mention you have Lionel Hollins and Jason Kidd there. And, you know, as a Nets fan, I saw both of them coach my team. And, yeah, I don't know. They both had problems with players in the past. So who knows what's going to happen there. Portland, you already know Dame Dollar, CJ McCollum, what they're all about. Nurkic will be back at some point.
And they was missing him in the playoffs.
They were.
If he was in the Golden State series, that would have affected who came out. I think. Yeah. I really think
I do too.
Man, seeing Nurkic back is gonna be really good.
I love Portland so much. I just don't think that the moves they made were all that great. That's the only thing.
No, I do think that their biggest mistake was last year not re-signing Ed Davis.
Oh yeah,
and I saw how, and I didn't realize it at the time because I always knew Ed Davis was a really good, solid big.
So fucking
but
good.
Seeing him on the Nets and how he just helped the Nets front court so much, especially because Jared Allen would be getting bullied.
He's undersized too. He's not that tall.
He is, and just gets rebounds and clears space. And I think that's exactly what he does.
Definitely does.
He's been around for a while too. I didn't even know he's been around. He's been around for years.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And Ed Davis is on the Jazz.
I mean, what do you call it? Dame just said that was his favorite teammate, like his favorite all-time Blazers teammate. So,
yeah, I mean, I agree. I do think it wasn't like the best move to get rid of them because he didn't get paid a lot, so they definitely could have afforded him. But at the same time, I feel like if Nurkic never got hurt, we wouldn't have seen the impact as much. And then also, just the thing about it is, by keeping him, you're cutting Zach Collins' development. So Zach Collins is a projected starting 4 right now. We know he could log minutes at the 5, and it's like that's the trade-off you got there. But yeah, I just didn't like. I don't know. I love those guys. I don't know how much they did to get better. That's the only thing. But yeah, and your East teams.
See, here's where I got the Sixers and the Bucks as the top 2, right?
Oh, yeah, if I swear to God, Justin, if you say
can you let me finish? Jeez.
God damn it. All right. I don't like how this is starting, but let's hear it though.
My thing is, right, and this isn't just precursor, this is not a pitch for the Nets. I'm saying just in terms of the East, it's very open. And to the point where I think I don't know who's going to be the 3. I don't know who's going to be the 4. It could be the Pacers, but that's depending on if Oladipo's healthy. It could be the Celtics. That's depending on if Brad Stevens' system works and if Kemba meshes with it well and Jason Tatum takes the step that people think he will and Jaylen Brown
needs to, man.
And Jaylen Brown plays at the level that he thinks in his head that he is because he just turned down $80 million for 4 years.
And Andrew Wiggins. What what's good with them?
But at least Wiggins will give you empty stats. Like Brown will still only give you like 12 a game. Wiggins will give you 20, but it's just not like a very good 20.
He'll give you 20 from shooting 7 to 21 from the field.
Yeah.
In a loss.
Yeah, in a loss.
Yeah. Like Brown's biggest.
Right. Let's hear it. Let's hear it, Justin. You're rambling. You saying it's wide open. Yeah. Who's your pick?
Sorry. All right. Okay.
Well,
my pick.
He made this last podcast. Now that I think about it.
All right. 3 seed. Oh boy. 3 seed is going to be the Celtics. Okay. Unfortunately.
He changed it
And I
from
think
last time.
I did. No, I
He
did.
moves them down a spot.
4 seed will be the Heat. Calling it.
Ooh.
Okay.
I don't know why. And then it's gonna be the Heat.
Yo, I feel like Jimmy and fucking Tyler Hero is gonna be like the best thing.
I just have a
like,
feeling
bias.
that's gonna be a nice combination. And then what's his face? The guy that jumps out the gym. Who do they
Oh,
have?
Derek Jones.
Derek Dog. Oh my gosh.
He's
Watching
getting
him.
he's getting better. He gets better every game. It feels like.
Mhm.
Fuck with him
Oh,
too.
wait, guys.
Honestly, if the Mavs were able to swing for him and Goran when we thought they were making a trade this summer, I would have been cool with it. I just didn't want Kelly Olynyk because of why.
Yeah, because why?
Yeah, why? Like European Union, I'm sure, but unless that European Union is fucking right now the only tradable big, that's European is Sabonis. I don't want it.
All right. So the Golden State Warriors. Do you guys think that they will have over 49 wins or under 49 wins?
Does under 49 wins get you a 7 seed in the West? Because that's what I think they're gonna be.
I honestly 49. Yeah, I think in the West 49 might get you to 7 or 8.
I think the West has multiple 50-win teams this year.
Oh, yeah, definitely multiple. I think the West has at least 6 50-win teams. No funny.
Yeah,
at least 6.
My answer is whatever a 7th seed is.
Let's see. Well, who was the 7th seed last year in the West? And
the West is better this year. So
well, yeah, it's tremendous. It's tremendously better. It's actually like crazy how much better the West is than the East.
7th seed last year was 48 wins.
Okay.
So I think they win exactly 50 games and are a 7th seed.
That's tough. I think we really about to see what Steph Curry made of. I think a lot of times things get lost when people start talking about how, his playoff performances and everything, but we forget that this man is a unanimous MVP at the end of the day. And like, I really want to say, even though like they're supremely injured, like they're injured so bad, like it's not even funny. Then losing KD, I think that they'll win over 49 games. And I think Steph Curry might win the MVP, but we'll save that for later.
Okay, Justin, what do you think? And then we'll talk about it.
They're gonna get 48 wins.
Okay, so, all right. So we got 2 for. Well, do you think like significantly above 49, or are you like me, Miles, at 50? Because we got 1 for 48. You got 1 for 50. What do you think, Miles? You're going like 53.
I'll say, if I had to guess right now, it really depends on when Clay comes back, because they're saying he's coming back right before the All-Star break. With him, D'Lo, and Clay, damn, that's some shooters, boy. And Steve Kerr, in Steve Kerr's system, I'll say 52.
Well, now we're gonna see really what Steve Kerr's system's about.
Yeah, that's
now
a fact.
Now we're gonna see if he can coach.
Yeah,
for real. Because I personally don't think he can coach that well. I think he's great at drawing bounce plays. And I think he's good at managing. I think he's good at managing egos and stuff like that. But he doesn't have players that many egos. But my thing about, and I've said this before, I don't know if I mentioned the pod, but I feel like I have. I think Steph Curry is going to have an amazing season.
Yep.
I think the Warriors will only be a 7 seed because Steph Curry is going to have to put up Harden-like numbers for them to win games. I think with D'Lo, you're going to have you're getting the offense with him picking up where KD was. You're not losing too much offensively, but you're losing defensively. And with Clay gone, you're losing defensively.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So that's what I'm saying. Steph's going to have to put up Harden-like numbers, and it is not sustainable. All right. So, yeah, and I know you said let's talk about it later. And now since you finished up that Golden State talk, who are your dark horse MVP candidates? And this goes no LeBron, no Kawhi, no Giannis, no Harden.
Yeah, right. Because those are the obvious ones.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to say no Steph Curry as well? Because he's
I'm gonna
on a team by himself now.
Say Steph, because I think it's a good. I think I don't know if he'll win it, but I understand the case for it. Just because it's not the same team at all, and they're hurt, and it's because there's no Clay really.
Right. Okay. So for me, My dark horse MVP this year, Jokic.
Ooh.
Because I don't know, man. I just think Denver is going to be too good this year, and he already was first team this year. A lot of people had a problem with him being first team All NBA over Embiid, and
then they don't know basketball.
Yeah, to be honest, I really just don't. I don't see how you can have a problem with that. Not saying that like Embiid is not the more quote unquote dominant player, but all around you gotta see that Jokic is nice, bro. Like he kills the opposition on every way. So I think that he'll continue to elevate his play. The only thing that'll change is that Michael Porter Jr. is gonna come off an injury, so he might be the one that's shining the most over there now.
Oh my God, he's technically in the Rookie of the Year race.
Yeah, technically. Oh wow, yeah, absolutely.
I hate that. I hate
that too.
I know that's like
rule.
That's some Blake Griffin shit.
That's some Ben Simmons shit.
That is some Ben Simmons shit. Yeah,
if you get to travel with your team, if you're in the facility, you're not a rookie. I don't care.
Of NBA coaching, NBA training.
You play in summer league. You don't count as a rookie anymore. I'm sorry. You just don't. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. But I think that Jokic, he's going to continue to elevate, and he's going to elevate the Nuggets. I think if they get a 1 seed too, I could really see it. I could really see them giving it to a big man. It's been a while since a big man has won MVP. Am I right? Or
yeah, well, who the fuck was the last one?
I think Dwight was the last big man MVP. Right?
Dwight?
Nah. Back in because it's basically been LeBron, Russ, Harden. This is no particular order. LeBron, Russ, Harden, KD, Steph. I'm pretty sure that Dwight is the last big man to win MVP. Unless you count Durant as a big man.
When did Dwight never won it?
Dwight never won it?
No.
I'm about to say Dwight.
I'm like, when did Dwight win an MVP? I'm like, if Dwight won an MVP, no one would argue about him being Hall of Fame. The last big man MVP was Dirk in 06-07.
Yeah, see that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so it's been
he had to finish like close then, right?
He's been in MVP voting when he was in Magic, wild. But he never won it.
I thought it was like
because that was like peak LeBron,
right? So point is 13 years since the last big man won. I think it's time.
Okay,
but it's not a big man's game anymore, though.
I mean, it's not. But you gotta understand that Jokic kind of revolutionized the position. Like, I don't know if I've seen a big man that can pass like Jokic, shoot like talking about. This
is probably what it was like watching Magic when he first came out.
Yeah, honestly, like Jokic is different. Like
my son Wyatt Drexler.
Yeah, Wyatt Drexler. I'm crying. That's a fact. He really remind me of his son from Rocky IV. He remind what's it called? I forgot his name. You know what I'm talking about though from Rocky IV. The Russian dude.
Oh, Ivan Drago?
Drago. Yeah, that's a fact.
Nah, it was. I forgot what it was. It was some Twitter account, and they just had like a picture of him sitting down. And he looked mad big, and they just had all the food nicknames. Boy, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, that shit crazy. But Justin, who you think?
Dang, I was gonna go with Jokic was gonna be my dark horse, but so just to change it up, you know what? Hot take time. If the Nets can get to like a 3 or a 2 seed, Kyrie Irving.
Oh my God.
Telling you.
Take this man's mic.
Wow.
Oh, bro.
The dark, you said
this guy stinks.
See, wild, right? You see how they do me, guys? I'm just saying, you guys said dark horse. I said I was going to give a hot take. Saying this guy averages like 27, 28 this year, and the Nets surprise and get like a 2 seed. He'll be up there. Just saying.
You haven't said a name. Say it.
I just said it, Kyrie Irving.
I didn't hear it because we were too busy laughing over your terrible opinions.
Well, that's fine. When your terrible opinions don't come true this year, I'm going to laugh on the podcast too. It's all good.
Well, mine are way more likely than Kyrie winning an MVP.
When we're all wrong, then what?
Well,
we're just going to sit here.
We're picking dark horse candidates, so most likely we're all going to be wrong.
Yeah,
except for Miles. Miles has a pretty decent shot with Jokic, and honestly, I would pick him too. But you know, since we're all picking different ones,
I should have let y'all go first.
It's all right.
I feel bad now.
It's all right. I'm down with the hot takes. I just think that was Yeah, dude, Kyrie's not gonna win an MVP.
You're not down with hot takes at all.
No, John. But
I'm down with
what?
hot takes.
You know what? I see what Justin's coming from, because I feel like, and this is like in a very magical world. Say the Mavericks was a 3 seed this year. I know you'd be the number one person that's advocating for Luka to be
absolutely.
MVP.
But Luka does more for his team than Kyrie. But Luka does more for his team than Kyrie.
I mean,
yeah,
okay,
exactly. He does.
But it kind of works. It works on the
I gotta
same.
give Kyrie. I can't say that. I can't say
Kyrie
I can't disrespect Kyrie. I can't disrespect Kyrie because Kyrie he's won it. So when dudes have actually won it,
absolutely, he's nice.
Yeah,
but he can't do it on his own. Pure scorers cannot lead teams.
Was it? Wait. Time wasn't. So Kobe wasn't a pure scorer.
Kobe was on every all defensive team after he was told he couldn't play defense.
Oh, so you're basing it? Okay, all right. So you're basing it off of the just because just the pure all he does is offense, and that's
that's it. Okay. Just like Melo, they can't lead teams.
I'm basing it off of the same principle as when people wanted D'Angelo Russell in the most improved player conversation last year because he led the Nets.
I think he should. He definitely would have been.
I think I think because
the Raptors. Yeah, I think if you wanted.
Well, I mean, Siakam's stat jump was just too big to ignore.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly,
and
that's why he won it. But I mean, it could. I'm just saying with the Kyrie, that's why it's a hot take. If by some magical reason, let's say the Nets win 55, 56 games in the 3 or the 2 seed in the East,
that's some real magic.
Hey, man, look, crazier things have happened in sports, right?
You're absolutely right. I just don't believe. I love Kyrie, bro. Kyrie is filthy. He just can't lead a team, and that's okay. I do listen, and when I say things like this, I am glad when I'm proven wrong. Just like I was proven wrong by D'Angelo, I was glad about it, and I doubled down every time I said my take on what D'Angelo is going to turn into. I would always say, I'm like, I hope he proves me wrong. Can Kyrie prove me wrong? If Kyrie becomes a legitimate MVP candidate, he shows he can lead a team, I would be happy because I love watching Kyrie play basketball. I like Kyrie.
Me too. I love.
But do I think so? Do I think it's gonna happen? No.
It's gonna be great when me and John go to the next Mavericks game in March.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
And it's gonna be a chance of Kyrie MVP. I'm just gonna look at John, and then I'm gonna take a picture of John's face. I'm gonna take a picture. I'm gonna take a picture of John's face, and that's gonna be the picture that we use for that week's podcast.
I want you guys to remember this. No, I really want you guys to remember this. When Luka has a triple-double and we blow out the Nets. All right. And
then John woke up. So
my dark horse MVP candidate, and this is again if we're going on hot takes, Jokic was already taken. I'm going a healthy Victor Oladipo.
I like it.
And again, that's only if he's healthy.
Ooh, that's spicy.
Because that man was balling. And he has all the tools to do it. And bro, he's his recovery has been great. It was just a break, right? No, it wasn't. It wasn't a break. It was something bad. Was it an ACL?
I don't remember the specific type, but I know he was actually his recovery has actually been pretty impressive.
Oh, it was a quad. Yeah,
was it a quad tear?
Quad tendon.
Ooh, that just sounds
that's ugly.
But yeah, no, still. His recovery has been impressive, and he's been doing the right thing. When you can't be all explosive, you really work on your shooting. That's what you got to do. So I think my dark horse would be a healthy Victor Oladipo.
All right, so I just got one more question for you guys. Who do you guys think is more likely to have a repeat performance? James Harden or Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Ooh, this one's easy.
You want to take this one? Yeah, I think it's pretty easy too.
Yeah, it's gonna be Giannis because not much changed with the core. I mean, yes, Brogdon left, but not much really changed with the core of the Bucks. With the Rockets, you're literally bringing in Russell Westbrook. The dynamic of the team changes now because now you can't really have Harden shooting 32, 35 shots a game because you're also going to have to have Russ get his touches, and you can't have both of them shooting 35 shots a game each because then that just leads to a complete and utter disaster. So
I can't wait until we talk about the Rockets on another episode.
Oh man.
I
But
like
yeah,
them more than
Giannis.
last year though. But yeah, no, I agree with
still
you.
gonna-
I think it's an easy decision on Giannis, but my reasoning's slightly different. I think it's Giannis is the type of player who's always hungry. And he just has like as good as he won an MVP last year, but you already know he hasn't reached all his potential. So that's one thing. And I just feel like he's just going to keep adding more wrinkles to his game, and as he gets more experience, he just keeps getting better and better. I feel like he's more like a repeat performance for the reason why he would. And again, like you said, James Harden isn't going to get the ball as much as last year with Russ on the team. It's still his team. I love everything about Russell Westbrook. I don't know how D'Antoni's going to make this work. I have an idea on how, and we could talk about the time how it should work. But yeah, I don't know. I don't. It's not going to happen. Like if James Harden averages 36 points per game and Russell Westbrook's on the team, who's Russell Westbrook?
Yeah, so I'm sorry to rain on your Giannis parade, and I don't think that Harden will average 36 again. But for the past 4 seasons, he's been the arguable MVP candidate every single year. So do I think that he'll be able to perform the same to that same MVP, almost MVP caliber? Yes. I everything in my head tells me that. It's gonna be tough because Russell is obviously another volume shooter, and having 2 volume shooters on the same team is like, especially a volume shooter like Russell Westbrook. But I think that because they play together, and I think at least at this point in their careers, that Russ has to understand that Harden is the alpha, and I don't think that he has a problem with letting his teammates cook, because Paul George was another almost MVP. He was an MVP candidate last year, and his stats went up because I keep saying Russell Wilson. Russell Westbrook.
You know what's funny?
Was giving
You
him,
said Westbrook last week when you were talking about football.
Yeah, I always go back and forth, but I honestly believe that Harden will be able to play at the level that he always does, and that's MVP status. And that's not taking anything away from Giannis. Giannis was the best player in the NBA last year. But
I'm not mad at that. My only thing is I feel like your butt is too big of a butt. I think that's the exact reason why he won't be able to, because when has Harden played with a player like Russ? Because you can't argue, and Chris Paul's he's an all-time great, but you can't argue that he's the same player that Russ is.
Right.
And for that reason, that's why I just don't think it'll be the same, because so much of his game is built around his offensive ability. So if you're taking the ball out of his hands at some point, even though obviously he should be getting more touches than Russ regardless, I just don't think I literally think that with that, the less touches he's gonna get, it's just not gonna happen. Like it's not gonna be the same. I think he's gonna be great. Like it's gonna be a fun season to watch the Rockets. They're gonna be a super fun team to watch. Will they win? No. I think they're gonna be great to watch though. And right. I just don't like I just don't think it's going to be to the same level, especially after the season he had last year, where it was I'm putting the team on my back type shit. Like right. he has Russ, so not only would the load be shared, it's he doesn't have to do as much.
So the only thing I have with that is I think that as good of a player that Russ is, and like Harden is obviously gonna lose touch because he has another volume scorer on his team. But I'm hoping that with Russ, he can create more efficiency by setting Harden up for better shots. A lot of times it's a lot of ISO ball with Harden, and he's just trying to find ways to score because he has to put his team on his back. But we've seen James Harden is a versatile player. We've seen that if necessary, he can be the dude that give you 11 assists a game. He can be the dude to average 36. I think with his game, he's very versatile, and he can do what his team needs him to do to win. So
got you. All right. I think that's it for the questions. Yeah, and to wrap it up, guys, we're just gonna do like not all the seasonal awards, but just some of them that we think we can make some sort of educated guess on. And we'll see how those change, or if we end up being right at the end of the season. So first one will be MVP. Justin. No reasoning. Let's just go with names.
Yep.
All right. Giannis.
Okay. Miles.
Kawhi Leonard.
LeBron James.
Oh, that's tough. Wow.
And let's go with most improved player. Who do you guys think is gonna have a big breakout season?
Chris LeVert.
Damn it, JT. Damn, oh my god, that's who I was gonna say. Trae Young.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, LeVert was all right. You said just but
No, that is a really good one.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just gonna go. I don't know how accurate this is gonna be, but you know what my gut's telling me?
What's your gut telling you?
And this is a hot take. Because I have more of a case of this than I have for Kyrie winning MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Lonzo Ball.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. I think, oh man, I would love to. If Lonzo won most improved player, bro, I would be so happy, man.
Me too.
But, yeah, I like that.
I think you got to go in a trade though.
I don't know.
Trae.
We'll see.
Literally everything about me loves Trae, but he was trying to say Luka shouldn't win MVP, so that was it. But it's a whole new season, and they're cool, so I can cheer for Trae.
Love is love.
Big facts. All right, and the last one would be Coach of the Year. With all the balance in the league, who do you think's going to end up taking that award home?
Justin, you go first.
Oh, dang it! I was hoping you were going to go first. Give me the Clips.
You think Doc takes it?
Doc Rivers?
I mean, because I can't see anybody except for the Bucks really giving them any problem out of the East. So it's really just a matter of who comes out the West. And I think the Clippers are going to be formidable, especially once Paul George gets back and gets back up to speed.
See, the good thing with this award is that it doesn't always go to the best coach on the best team. It only does it sometimes. So I will say Eric Spoelstra.
Okay, one, that's not how you say his name.
How do you say his name?
Spoelstra.
Yeah.
Tomato. Right,
it's someone's
Justin.
name. It's not tomato.
That's like the first time. Remember the first time I met you guys and we exchanged numbers at Pearson, and I thought your name was Mills instead of Miles.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Eric Spoelstra, John.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. And honestly, I think he's such a good coach. And once LeBron left, you really saw how good of a coach he is. Absolutely. So I would not be mad at him winning some post LeBron Coach of the Years. But yeah. I think, and I was gonna say Mike Malone when JT first started talking, Nuggets coach, but my final answer, Quinn Snyder.
He coaches which team again?
That's the Jazz coach.
That's the Jazz.
Oh, that's Jazz coach. Okay, gotcha. I just had to. I was like, okay, I don't really know. Like, not that I don't know, but it's just like some coaches. It's like, all right.
No,
like,
he's a good coach, man. So he's legit a good coach, and I think he comes from the Pop system too.
And that Pop coaching tree, man. I really want to know if what's the name of the girl on his coaching staff? Becky
Hammond?
No. Becky Hammond. I wonder if she's gonna ever become an NBA.
She will be at some point, for sure.
Yeah, that would be so fire. A woman NBA, that would be tough. Yeah. I would love that.
So with that, guys, that will conclude our nice little NBA preview for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The regular episode's gonna be coming out later this week. Yeah, I mean, like, share, do all the good stuff, tell your friends, get ready for the NBA season. Yeah, I mean, anything else you guys want to add? Oh, and the Mavs are making the playoffs.
Yeah, so yeah, that's about it. I don't want to bore people with my Nets takes.
Y'all don't want to hear me about the Knicks right now, so
nobody wants to hear anybody about the Knicks.
Oh man.
You guys gonna figure out your point guard problem?
Can we talk about
this?
Yeah, I'm gonna say sorry. Later time.
We got all season to talk about it.
Don't worry. The Knicks are raising another banner at the end of this season. You know what it's gonna be for? Attendance, damn it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
The bitterness.
It's okay.
It's not bitter, it's the truth.